Hey, welcome back to Spirit Music Meetups.org. 22 minutes playing with God. Mike Burris here. It's been a while since I've been with you guys. I've been dealing with taxes and yard stuff and my dad passing away and all kinds of life stuff. So good to be back with you. Wanted to share with you, I know you usually see a ton of stuff on this whiteboard, and we can't usually get through it in 22 minutes, but I wanted to show you something that was, again, a real revelation. You know, there's a lot of great books out there. One of them has been around for a long time, Stick Control by George Lawrence Stone. I call it the Gray Book. And what is really important about this is that they have these combinations of rights and lefts. And this really helps build your stick control, and you'll hear certain rudiments in there, like the paradiddle. You know, that's a real important rudiment. Pair of singles and a double, a diddle. But there's a way, and I've done this out on, I'll give you the link for it. There is a massive study of stick control that goes far beyond this, tables and tables that you can just go through that really, really go much further than George Lawrence stick control. And it's important to be able to control your sticks, and these exercises are great for it. But here's a revelation for you. You know, the Big Bang Theory, not the TV show, but it's a theory. You know, theories are usually shot down over a period of time. New information comes out, and I think it's like 80% of all science, quote, facts, those reports are debunked. Usually there's a lot of fraudulent data in them. They're getting grant money, big grant money in some cases, to prove something that is in the political agenda or whatever, climate change, whatever. And when you look at the data, it gets disproven within a year. It's debunked, fraudulent data. A retraction is made. I'm sorry, I didn't look at all the data. You know, whatever. You got the money and you ran. So I think it's in most studies have been debunked, 80% of them within 5 years. So this is a really neat thing. Let's say this is the center of the universe, and we're going to do a right stroke. We'll say I'm right-handed. So I'm going to put a right hand in the center of the universe. I'll make it bigger so you can see it. So this is the simplest stroke we have, and in my stroke group naming, I call it raw, little a, raw. It's very raw. Ah is such a common vowel sound in every language of the world. So I'll start with the right hand. Now here's the expanding universe, okay, of stick control. You can add any stroke before or after it. You can expand in any direction you want. So I'm going to expand, and we'll just use single strokes, but I have a whole table of all the single strokes and compound strokes, you know, diddles or doubles, triples, flams, buzzed flams or orchestral flams, drags, you know, all these things, cheeses. So we're going to expand to the right with a stroke, right? You can expand with a left, or you could have expanded with a right. You only have one or the other choice. So right away, we just created a para, that's where we get paradiddle, or we created a diddle. So now these rudiments are growing on us. But we could have expanded on the other side with a left or a right. And so now you can see that we have a lot of possibilities here. You got combinations. You have either one of these going to that and either one of these. So, you know, you have a lot of combinations you can try. Left, right, left, right, 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 left, and right, right. Right away, you're expanding from a simple stroke in the middle. See how this is working? And then each one of these can go off to a right or left. This can go off to a right or left. This can go off to a right or left. This can go off to a right or left. And so now you can explore each of those. So you get a lot of combinations. Now, this might be tricky to go, okay, now what are my combinations? But I just do it step by step like a little child. I say, I'm going to work on these combinations. And this is not even talking about accent possibilities. So I'm going to just go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. I'm going to start out with accent on the first stroke. So I'm going to make that smaller. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Okay. And now I'll go right, left, and I can go off to either one of these. I'll go right, left, right, and right, left, left. Right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. So what we're doing is systematically expanding from the center of the universe. It's an expanding universe, the Big Bang. So you're doing this in step by step. So you're creating a memory here, and you're simply adding one more stroke to it to expand that memory. In your brain, you create your memories are created just that way. You create a little neural pathway, little chemical bond here, and then after that's strong and you got a good solid memory, you can just add one little bit more to it. So you get this going, and that becomes a memory, and then you just add one more to it. Now, I'm just putting the accent here. Then I'll go back to my original memory, and I'll just go over to here. See, that's my first memory, Terra. I'm just changing the spaces. So it's a good memory, right? Now I could go right, left, right. Right, right. See, those are our two choices. Now I'm going to go right, right, get that memory, and then go right, right, right. Right, right. There's my memory, my original memory, my diddle memory. So now I just have to add one little bit more. See, cinch by the inch. I'm just adding just a little bit more memory. Now, why is this important? Because, you know, the Lord has talked to me a lot about being like a little child. There's a whole page I just set out there on the website called The Least Among Us. It has 12 blogs, and a lot of those have to do with being a little child. Now, little children, they crawl. They learn just one little thing. That's crawling. They're just learning how to crawl. Maybe they'll add a little step. Just a little more or a faster crawl. So they get that. But, you know, you're not going to do this for very long. You're going to get really bored, you know, because you're an adult. Some people have a hard time even doing this. Their muscles aren't developed yet to do this. Then I'm going to add one more step. So, you know, the gospel message is not about, you know, flying to the moon on your first day. It's about taking obedient steps of faith. The obedience of faith. It's the obedience of faith. Faith means trusting or relying in a person. It's always in a person. The Greek word is always in a person. Now I'm going to add another step. I'm just going to take another step like a little child, trusting that I can take another step. And my daddy tells me I can take a step, and I hear his voice. I hear his voice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you can get rid of that little space. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or I could go off to the left. I could go over to the left. Right, right, left. We call that a front side triplet. I'm putting a little pause after it to raise my hand. Trotting horse, trotting horse, trotting horse, trotting horse. Or get rid of the space. Front side triplet. Is fun. So see how we're expanding the universe? Well, we can expand the other direction just as easily, right? Instead, it's going to look very repetitive. So I would just choose one direction or the other. I think it's more intuitive to go from left to right. Don't you think? That's the way we read. Other languages read from right to left. So I mean, literally, you could go this way, but it's the same as going that direction. So now, you could do this in different colors. You could say, well, now I can go right or left here, right? And maybe a different color. But you can do this on paper, right and left. And I'll go right and left. And let's go right and left. Oh, wow. So we got our first, we can even do something like this. We can go right. I should have gone right, left. I should have I didn't do it right. I went left, right. I should have gone right, left. It's more intuitive just to start right, right. Okay? So, let's just fix that, okay? Let's just fix that. So where's my black pen? Oh. So I'm going to put right and left. Okay. So we fixed it. It's okay to make mistakes. Just get up off the ground and keep going on. So we can go right, 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 right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So you're building muscles and muscle memory. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can put a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I call them bursts. So I'm using my wrist and my fingers. I'm using my fingers. But I could go right, 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 left. Right, 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 left. 1. Now this is in George Roran's stick control. Some of these, but not all of them. So you don't need to buy a book. I love it. But we could go right, right. I did that. Right, right, left. Now we could go right, right, left, right. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, right. Reverse paradiddle. Diddle, para. 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 I might put this on a different sound. Diddle, para. Diddle, para. Diddle, para. Diddle, para. Diddle, para. Diddle, para. But it could be diddle, diddle, left, left. Diddle, 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 diddle. Get rid of the gap. Double stroke roll with an accent in it. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? See how we just keep expanding and expanding. Now, the crazy thing is, we just started with a right in the middle. We built all this off of just one single stroke, and it just keeps going. And it keeps going until you get a whole bunch of strokes, and you're going to hear some cool patterns. Now, it's very important to do these on 2 sounds because you'll hear patterns. 3 rights in a row. You'll hear, how about right, right, left, left? That's a pattern. How about right, left, right, right? Right, left, right, right, right. See why I put an accent there so you could hear it restart? All right, so just keep doing that. But now you really want to do the left-hand version. And you're going to expand to the right, to the left. And you're going to do the same thing, right, left. And it's going to do the same thing. Now, there's a simpler way than redoing this entire structure, is just do the opposite. Okay? So if you do right, 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 the opposite of it will be left, 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 left. Opposite of right, right, left, right is left, left, right, left. So you're going to get that version. Left, left, right, left is the opposite. So I think it's easier just to do that than redoing the whole expanding universe. Now, what is that all about? Well, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's a law of physics. So you can think of, remember there's a Star Trek episode and there's a theory that there's parallel universes. This is one universe, and that there is a mirror universe. A mirror, left, left, right, left. And you can think of it as going that direction. A mirror universe. The exact opposite of that, like there's a mirror here. Now, this is really important because you see this in stick control. Now, you can repeat one thing over, and I always say learn how to repeat one side. Learn how to repeat just that. Sorry, I'm going this way. Not going to go that way. Left, right, left, 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 right, left, left, left. Make sure you can repeat it. All right? But you also want to alternate. There are 2 sides of the universe. You want to make sure you can balance. And I call that symmetry. A lot of drumming is about symmetry. Doing something on one side, there's a paradiddle, right, left, right, right, and then we're going to go left, right, left, left, the exact opposite. Paradiddle, and there's the opposite, left, right, left, left, or you can switch. Paradiddle, paradiddle. So now I'm going to the opposite side of the universe. There's my right side, and then there's my left side. So it's going to sound the same. That sounds the same here, but on a drum set, you could have this on the ride cymbal, this on a hi-hat, and the stuff in the middle is on the snare. So now you got 3 unique sounds. But I think this is really cool is to have just 2 sounds like drum beats. And if you play that paradiddle, paradiddle on two sounds, you're going to hear this loud sound as a separate pattern. What do I mean? All right, so we're going to put those two patterns together. Paradiddle, paradiddle. If you put your right hand on a unique sound, you're going to hear this sound. So I am going to put the left hands down on a separate sound. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. All right. So here's your two louds. The ear will tend to follow the loud sound. Hear the rhythm? Da 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 ba da ba da da ba. And so that's a pattern. Any repeated motion or sound is called rhythm, and that's a pattern. So we could actually put counting to this. We could count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So here's the and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So we really have two patterns or two rhythms that are exactly opposite each other. There you go. You see, it's the parallel universe again. So if you just thought of all the right hands and all the left hands, they're intermingling to create the known universe. So the paradiddle, that's what people will hear on a bell, cowbell. And you're filling in the holes in the rhythm with the other hand. So it's called a fill-in. Oh, sorry, I didn't do that. Da, 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 da. Now, you can really hear it when you isolate it by putting your left hand down on your leg, a quieter sound. Hear that rhythm? So they're hearing that, but they're also hearing a fill-in, kind of a padding, some way to create texture. You know, this is one layer of clothing. This is another layer of clothing. Now you're putting the two together to create a quilt. You know, layers of clothing, a thickness of the rhythm. But if this left hand was on a loud sound, instead, you would have a counter rhythm. This rhythm is exactly opposite of that rhythm. 1 and, so you'd have 1 and 3, 4 and 3, 4 and 3 and da da, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Here we go. I'm going to isolate it. 1 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. 4M, 4M. See, there's a counter rhythm going on. So what's very interesting is sometimes the ear will follow one rhythm in the music and until it gets bored. And then what makes it interesting is the other ear or the same ear, the different part of the brain maybe starts hearing this rhythm. So it's just amazing. And that keeps the brain very active. And the music is very interesting. So the audience might be hearing one pattern, or they might be hearing the other. Or they might be hearing it going back and forth, it's just, or they might hear a very thick rhythm. And they say, wow, that's really complicated, but it's not. So I just wanted to show you that this was created by the expanding universe, but it's a rudiment of drumming called a paradiddle. And I have a video on paradiddles and how to perfect the paradiddle. But I just wanted to show you that you can get it from the expanding universe, just like, God created this universe. And the Hubble telescope is amazing. It's showing there's universes and, there's galaxies, and, it's crazy what's out there. And it just keeps growing. It just keeps going and going and going. You could just get so amazing out here. So this is just a revelation that came to me is you can go so much further than this book. This is very elementary when it comes down to it. You can go so much deeper by going this direction. And like I said, just create the exact opposite of that. Learn how to do each one separately over and over and over, because there's times when you just do this or you just do this in drumming. But also be able to alternate. And I would say don't just start with your strong hand, paradiddle, paradiddle. Start these things with your weak hand, paradiddle, paradiddle. Like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. So lead with your weak hand, and that'll work a different section of your brain, big time. So I think this was just a wonderful thing. I thank God for it. He's given me so many revelations that I will share with you on future videos. But we've gone long enough, so God bless you. Thanks for your patience. Spread the news. Get this video out and about. I don't really know much about marketing, so I'm just believing that God will move this video to everybody that needs to get to, so that you can learn this and you can go beyond me, because you'll come up with something if you ask, seek, and knock. A-S-K, ask, seek, and knock. That's how you get revelation. You got to ask, seek, and knock. And then you just have to listen. And I'm learning more about listening. It's tough. And watching, because we are so short attention spans. It's hard for us. In this world, we want everything right away. Listening to another person is a really big problem for a lot of people. They're looking at their phones. They can't make eye contact anymore. Social skills have gone out the window because they can't see people's mouths moving and facial expressions. It's really damaging our society. Suicide rates off the scale, breathing our own carbon dioxide, breathing our own bacteria. We have done more damage to our lungs and our immune system than we can possibly imagine, not to mention our social skills, and which has really messed up a lot of young people have committed suicide or are contemplating it. Don't go down that path. God loves you more than you can possibly imagine. You need to reach out to Him. Don't give up on Him, because He is not giving up on you. Other people may have, said some terrible things to you. This cancel culture is ridiculous. It's for people who don't have any courage. Canceling another person is not. It means you have no courage to talk to that person. It means that you want to be just judgmental. Judge. It's really easy just to judge something. It takes another step of courage to actually listen and really try to understand another person, where they're coming from. Actually, really not read in between the lines, but actually listen and ask questions to find out exactly their entire perspective. Don't take things out of context. People are always cutting the videos off, and it's fraud. It's fraud. It's slander and it's maliciousness, and I hope they all get sued. You can make anybody say anything throughout history. If you don't read all their writings, you can cut them off. You can just take a sentence out of context. You can take anything out of the Bible and make the Bible say anything that you want it to say to prove your point, to get what you want, which is just self-centeredness, and it's deceptive. And I hope every one of these people that are doing this, that you'll be convicted by the Holy Spirit of sin, righteousness, because you're not committing righteousness. You may think you're virtue signaling that you're righteous, but you're absolutely should be convicted of sin. That you're missing the target that God has for you. That's what it means, sin. And that you're missing out on the righteousness of God. Who is Jesus Christ? He came, he died for you. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't change history. Doesn't change history. If you want to be ignorant of history, go right ahead. But the consequences of everything we do, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Look, every action has a consequence. You reap what you sow. Farmers know it, right? You push, something's going to happen, right? And so, convict you of the Holy Spirit will convict you of sin, righteousness, and judgment to come. God didn't design you for judgment. He designed judgment for the devil, the sinner, Lucifer, the fallen angels, all of them, millions, maybe even billions, that rebelled against God. That's what that judgment was meant for. But if you want to follow Lucifer, God cannot force his will on you. Cannot. He's gentle. He gave you free will, free choice. So he cannot keep you from going to the same place. He cannot. If you want to go to the same place that Lucifer and all the other rebellious people, all the other people that don't want a creator in their universe, they don't want a savior, they don't want somebody that loves them, they want to do what they want to do and leave me alone, don't talk to me, let me do my own thing. If no accountability, if that's what you want, then you get to do and go the same place that the rebellious ones are going to go to. That's where they're going to go to. It was made for them, the rebels, right? So if you want to be a rebel, with an insane cause, and following the original rebels, that's your choice, right? But he did everything, and he will do everything to keep you from going down that path. He has a better plan for you. I hope that came out okay. I don't even know how that came out because it just came into me. So I'm just trusting Jesus that this is going to go out there. It's going to help people come to you. You are the source of life and love and all that is good in the universe. I pray that it will go to them and that they will say yes when they hear your voice. The expanding universe. So it started out as a drum lesson. Didn't mean to be preachy, but it just happens. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.